Welcome. You're tuned into the Philosophy Expand and learn how to expand and build upon your creativity, imagination, and innovation. Everything is created twice. First in the mind, then it becomes reality. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe it can achieve. So you go out the day after day to do the work, the confidence, put yourself out there boldly, authentically, even though the success, the creation has not arrived just yet, but you know that the richest place on earth, the richest place on earth, the richest real estate on earth is the graveyard where dreams and goals and everything else die along with you because you did not have the courage, the boldness, the confidence, the commitment to go out and make things happen, the beingness to become that person to make things happen. That's all going to change because it's you out there waiting for things to happen. You can go out there and make things happen. This is the method, the philosophy known as create like a God. This is your man, Jaron Mitchell, aka Jaron Winning Mitchell, and I believe that I am a winner. So let's go ahead and let's get to it, man. And oh my goodness, so I got a whole little setup going on right now because my computer that I built is acting up, and right now I had it on. I had it in. Now I see that I logged in, I had the black screen. So I had the black screen for god dang reason, which is pretty cool. That look like it's still, I gotta uninstall some stuff on here, which is pretty cool because I didn't have to buy me a keyboard and stuff like that. But anyways, today's topic is a remix. Okay, it's a whole new it's a remix, another remix episode. It is the two types of imagination. I had talked about these. This may be a short little episode today. Beforehand, we go ahead and get started. Okay, before we go ahead and go ahead and get started, make sure you give your man's the HBO special. Do you know what the HBO special is? The HBO special is help a brother out. Okay, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you make sure you subscribe. Okay, subscribe so you can get more updates to the Create Like a God podcast and more other updates that you will not get onto the podcast feed, okay, on the RSS feed. That's why it's so important to subscribe to my subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit that bell, like this video, and leave a comment below what you think of the show. I'm gonna say it at the end as well. If you're on my podcast, okay, if you're listening to from other Spotify, Stitcher, whatever, iTunes and everything like that, leave your man's a 5-star rating and review, okay. And go and subscribe to my podcast. Everything is in the show notes. Okay. You go to the show notes. Everything's right there. Same thing in the description below on YouTube. Everything is right there. Okay. So make sure you go ahead, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Because when you subscribe to my YouTube channel, okay, you're not going to get things. There will not be things that will be putting on that will not be on this podcast. Okay, will not be on this podcast. The reason why, because that's the YouTube channel. YouTube channel is a part of it. Okay. The YouTube channel is not Create Like a God. It's under Jaron, under my Jaron Mitchell one, or Mitchell LLC, which that's my business and everything like that. But under is going to be in my name. Okay, it is going to be in my name. Okay, it's just a little series, a little podcast I have on mine. Unless you guys like, you know what, Jaron, let's go ahead, let's have it separate, and let's get a Create Like a God YouTube channel. May go for that. We may end up going for that. Clips, Create Like a God YouTube channel. But all is not off right now. It's on the Jaron Mitchell umbrella. Jaron Mitchell, I don't say umbrella, but under my YouTube channel. So today's topic is another remix. Like I said, it's on episode 16, two types of imagination. And with this, I have not re-listened to those podcast episodes. Okay, so you're getting brand new content. You may even get content from the podcasts from those two episodes. Okay, it's pretty much the same, but I'll be talking about in a little differently, okay, because in the current today, because I found out, like, if I have already said some things, it's already that substance is there, even though it's not 100% that I was thinking of, because I was practicing that first 16 episodes at the time. It will stay creative. I was just practicing. That was just practice, and still it's practice. Okay, still it's making me better. You know, the other day, not the time that I'm recording this, but it was yesterday. Still in January. Okay, it's like probably the 29th of January. Driving Uber, telling some girls, talking about these three women into my on my podcast. They said, oh, you know, what's your podcast about? Because I've been telling people, because I'm very excited. Like I said on this podcast, talk about how to expand and build upon your creativity, imagination, innovations. One of the girls said, I'm not that creative, and I was like, you know what? No, you are creative. Okay, every single person on this planet is creative. Okay, everything was first in the mind, then we get that to make a reality. You're creative. You just gotta exercise that muscle. We talked about it. Okay, we talked about it. But with this, okay, two types of imagination. It comes from the book Think and Grow Rich. Okay, which you guys do not know, imagination is the 5th steps towards riches. Okay, it is the workshop of the mind. Okay, that's what imagination is, and I'm gonna repeat it like I said on one of my other ones because I actually added this on here. It wasn't on this before, but I added this on here. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna repeat this again. Okay, I quote: "Imagination is the most marvelous, miraculous, inconceivable power force of the world has ever known. Cherish your vision and your dreams, as they are your child of your soul, the blueprint of your ultimate achievement. The only trouble with this word today lies in the lack of understanding and the power of imagination. Man's only limitations within reason lies in his development and use of his own if it's not his own, but of his imagination. Capability means imagination. First come thoughts, then organize that thoughts into ideas and plans and transform those thoughts into reality. The beginning, as you will observe, is the imagination. If you do not see great riches in your imagination, you will never see them in your bank balance. Imagination is the workshop of the soul, where the shapes all plans and individual achievement. All the breaks you need in life wait within your imagination. Imagination is the workshop of your mind, capable of turning mind energy into accomplishments and wealth. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Thoughts are things, and powerful things at that. When mixed with a definite of purpose, a burning desire can transmute into riches. Using autosuggestion, have faith, imagination, and overcome fear in time is your opposite player as in checkerboard. If a checkerboard, if the winds of the fortune are temporarily blown against you, remember that you can harness them and make them carry you towards your definite purpose through the use of your imagination. End quote. Yeah, that's a long quote. So I love that. I remember reading this again on one of the episodes remix. I'm like, dang, I'm glad that I'm rereading this again. I'm reading this out loud because it's been a while. I've been slacking. Your man's been slacking. Okay, but there's two types of imaginations. I want to reread that. That's the fifth step towards riches. Okay, the workshop of the mind. Okay, we can, like I mentioned before, we can use our imagination against you, or we can use it for us. We want to use it for us. Like he said right here, Napoleon Hill, the definition of purpose, a burning desire, transmute into riches, use auto-suggestion, have faith, imagination, and overcome fear. Okay. So auto-suggestion, affirmations. Okay. We mentioned that affirmation. You using the law of auto-suggestion. Okay. When you watching other stuff, or when you have nightmares and stuff like that, when you watch something scary before, it's the law of auto-suggestion plan, because that was the last thing you saw, whatever, before you go to sleep. That's why you need to imagine and use the law of auto-suggestion in your favor. Okay, use it in your favor. You don't want people. You could also have people suggest things to you. Okay, but auto-suggestion, you say it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, where it becomes your reality, because now you're starting to dream it. You're starting to think it like you're being that person. Okay, so with that, we're gonna mention this again. This is gonna be maybe a short little episode if I don't go through this pretty quickly. Okay, so two types of imaginations. Okay, two types. Okay, which we only got 2 points today, and some of you probably already know what these points are because I talked about them before. If you knew, you probably know. If you're listening to Think and Go Rich. If you don't know, pick up the book Think and Go Rich. Pick up the book Laws of Success. Pick up the book Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Pick up the Master Keys to Riches and How to Own Your Own Mind. Okay, pick those books up. Let's go ahead and get to point number one. Point number one, today's topic is two types of imagination remix. Okay, synthetic imagination. Okay, synthetic imagination states, through the faculties of one's arranging old concepts, ideas, and plans into combinations, the factors creates nothing. It is merely work with the material, experience, and education of observation with which is fed. It is faculties used most by inventors with the expectation of a genius who draws upon creative imagination. Okay, synthetic imaginations. Let me pick up this phone. Do you see this iPhone? If you're watching this on YouTube, this whatever device you're listening to, okay? This is a synthetic imagination creative right here. Old concepts, okay? Plan with new combinations. Okay, same thing. If you watch, like that's why I say nothing is original. Okay, like Still Like an Artist, that book. Go ahead, and pick up that book. Still Like an Artist. Okay, pick that book up too. Okay, by Austin Kleon. And this is what it is. That's what synthetic imagination is. You're grabbing a whole bunch of stuff, old ideas. If you watch them books, some of them books right here already have the concept. There's nothing new under the sun. Okay, you're arranging old concepts, ideas, and you plan into combinations. Okay, electric, the light bulb, like I mentioned, Thomas Edison. Okay, inventors. Mostly with stories as well. Stories, the same thing. There's many stories of different mythology with mythologies and stuff, but the same character, but different interpretations, different stories. Hey, it's they made it in their own little thing. God of War, the movie. I mean, not the movie, but the game God of War. Okay, perfect example. Now you got you got the Greek different. You got a new god, which is Kratos. Okay, the God of War, the Kratos. I didn't play the whole games, but that game is actually I did play. I played a little bit. I never beat the games. I played a little bit, but never really played them. I really actually never beat them. I almost say play them, but I actually beat them. But I love the game. I've been watching the new one, the watching of the new one of with him in Ragnarok and Norse mythology and stuff like that. Same thing. Loki. We already know. I already know if you haven't played God of War. I've been watching it. I've been spoiling it for myself, but I love the gameplay. I love how it works. I love it. Like it's an amazing game. It's like similar to like Devil May Cry and stuff because I love Devil May Cry. Awesome game as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like the story with that. It's already an old concept. You just you're placing this into this to fit with this story with this character Kratos, and you're changing Loki, which is Atreus. It's his Greek name through Kratos, but from his wife from Atreus' mother, which is giving him the name Loki or something like that. I haven't played the game, but that's how I'm looking when I was arranging and watching it and everything. But the whole point of what I'm saying is you got old concept, new ideas, but you're creating something new out of it. God of War is something you could say something new. It's been something that has been done, but the story with Kratos and everything else, revenge. I mean, with Kratos, just a whole new character leads to something new, and it's a popular game. It's a very popular game. Material works in synthetic. That's what synthetic is. Let's look up the definition of synthetic. I actually want to look up the definition of synthetic right now. Let's look up the definition as we got right here, and I already got some of. Let me see synthetic. Let me see. It's basically in chemistry. Of a substance made in chemical synthesis, especially imitate a nature's product. Let me see. Logic, having verdatus falsely determined by. I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even know what this definition. Actually, let me see. What's the root word of it? Based in placed together. Okay, you're placing together synthetic imagination. I mean, yes, synthetic imagination. You're placing together imagination. So you're placing other things that already exist, and you're placing and arranging it and planning it, you're putting it together and then making something new. Like this iPhone, man. I keep talking about this iPhone, man. The iPhone. You got the phone, music, internet, all this other stuff you could do with this phone, man. This is a synthetic imagination invention. Right here, and it says most used by inventors. Okay, door. Even with the door, Ring with Amazon. Ring. That's nothing new. You grab something, you put a camera. It's a camera with a doorbell. Security for it's something. Create something new. Synthetic imagination. Okay, so don't worry about. Okay, I'm not original. Don't worry about. I'm not that creative. Use all what you got that you can use. Use that to your imagination. Combine and make something new. Okay, iPhone was nothing. I mean, it's really nothing. You can say I don't really think it's nothing new. It was already a phone. We already had phones. It just made it. Actually, it's really nothing new, but it put all those things together with phone calling, iPad, with all the other music, everything in one, and made it into something new. So let's go ahead and get to the next point. Okay, point number 2. Today's topic, which is 2 types of imaginations. Point number 2, creative imagination. And creative imagination states, through the faculties of creative imagination, a finite mind of a man has direct communication, the infinite intelligence. It is faculties through which hunches and inspirations are received. It is by the faculties that all basic or new ideas headed over to man. It is through this faculty that thoughts vibration from the mind of others are received. It is through this faculty that one individual may turn in or communicate with the subconscious mind of other men. The creative imagination works automatically in the manner described in the subsequent page. This faculty functions only when the conscious mind is vibrating at a exceedingly rapid rate. As for example, when the conscious mind is stimulated through the emotion of strong desire. Okay. Hunches. Okay. Creative imagination is direct communication of infinite intelligence. Okay. Is a faculty of creative imagination. Okay. Finite mind in a man. And it's getting that hunches, those inspirations. You got them you got a hunch like, man, I got a hunch. There's something's right here. The hunch that like little something's going on. That in the bursts of inspiration. Okay, you have this strong desire because you have the strong desire you want to achieve and accomplish something. Okay, and it turns into communication within the subconscious mind of other men. Okay, not just yours, but others. Okay, this is what mastermind or having a team and everything like that will get you. It will help, and you have access to infinite intelligence. Okay, you getting access to infinite intelligence. Right here it says by the faculty that all basics, new ideas are headed over to men. Okay, this is stuff that's heading toward you. That's why you need to do it right away. You need to do stuff right away. Okay, do it right away. Like, hey, man, I got this hunch. I'm just gonna do this right away. I got the inspiration. You know what? Let me just take inspire action. Let me do it. Okay, infinite intelligence. You could say God or whatever. Which infinite intelligence, which you could call them God. Okay, is giving it to you. It's giving it to you because you correct it. And you're in that frequency right there. It's giving you them bursts of thoughts. You just gotta listen to it. You just gotta go for it. Okay, just gotta go for it. And make it happen. And make it happen. Strong desire. Leaving with strong desire. Okay. You got a strong desire to get out. You'll find creative ways as long as you do not violate the rights to our fellow men, to our fellow human beings, to doing like scammy stuff. Okay. Don't do that. Don't do none of that. Okay. Go ahead and you'll find some creative ways and creative ideas. Okay, use creative imagination, use synthetic imagination. Does not matter. Oh, don't say I am not creative. I am lacking imagination. No. Okay, you just got to get all the dirt, all the grime out, all the bad ideas, all the bad stuff out of your mind first, so you can see clearly. And whenever you're trying to figure something out, which I get them a lot. Even I get them a lot. The other day I was like, oh snaps, I got this. I could use the bill. Like it comes and take action. Okay, think thoroughly for your plan. Okay, and definitely I'll let you guys know. Not gonna let you guys know. You guys are gonna know in the next few months. What's gonna happen with the Create Like a God podcast and much other things. I got more. Stay tuned. And your man's, I'm giving you this content. And I had other day, yesterday on 29th of January, and me driving the Uber, picking some girls up, telling them just this content, these two imaginations. I was actually talking to them about it. Okay, one of the girls said thank you. Now I know that I'm creative, and every single one of you are creative. Okay, every single one of you are creative. You just got to draw it out. You just got to believe, and don't worry about, hey, I can't think of original. One of the girls was like, oh yeah, it was like believe if I'm correct. There was something about, oh, I don't think I'm original. Hey man, nothing's truly original. You know what's original? Undetected plagiarism. That's how you can be original. How you be original is grabbing all these things, a synthetic imagination, using creative imagination, and get rid of all the stuff that inspires you, and use it all together, put it all together, formulate what's and use what your creative forces can use. All right, let's go ahead and recap today's topic, which is 2 types of imaginations. Okay, as we know that imagination is the fifth step towards riches, is the workshop of the mind. Okay, I quote from the book, quote, imagination is the most marvelous, miraculous, inconceivable power force the world has ever known. Cherish your vision and your dreams as you are the child of your soul, the blueprint of your ultimate achievement. The trouble with the world today lies in our lack of understanding of the power of imagination. Man's only limitations within reason lies in his development use of his imagination. Capabilities means imagination. First come thoughts, to organize that thoughts into ideas and plans and transform those thoughts those plans into reality. The beginning as you will observe in your imagination. If you do not see great riches in your imagination, you will never see them in your bank balance. The imagination is the workshop of your soul, where you are shaped in all plans of individual achievement. All breaks you need in life waits within your imagination. Imagination is the workshop of your mind, capable of turning mind energy into accomplished wealth. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Thoughts are things, and powerful things at that, when mixed with definite purpose and a burning desire, can translate into riches. Auto-suggestion, have faith, imagination, and overcome fear. And time is your opposite player, as in checkerboard. If the wind of fortune are temporarily blown against you, remember that you can harness them into and make them carry towards your definite purpose through the use of your imagination. Okay, point number one, synthetic imagination. It states through this faculty, one may arrange old concepts, ideas, and plans into combinations, and faculties create nothing, merely work with material experience, education, and observe in which it is fed. It is the faculty used in the most inventors, with the exception of geniuses who draw upon the creative imagination. Creative imagination. Through the faculty of creative imagination and infinite mind of the man, finite mind of the man directly communicate directly communicate the infinite intelligence. It is the faculty through which hunches and inspirations are received, and it is faculty of all basic and new ideas handed over to man. It is through the faculty of thought, vibration of the mind, and other are received. It is through which faculties that one individual may tune in and communicate to the subconscious mind of other men. The creative imagination, automatically the manner described in the subsequent pages. This faculty functions only when the conscious mind and vibrates exceeding rapid rate, as for example, when the conscious mind is stimulated through the emotion of strong desire. Okay, make sure you go ahead, give your man's HBO special. Okay, hit that notification bell, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and leave a comment below, okay, in the description on YouTube, and see what you thought about today's episode. Podcast, okay, podcast for you. Listen to a podcast, leave your man's, and give your HBO special a 5-star rating and review and subscribe. Okay, make sure you go ahead, go check in the show notes and subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. And if you're listening on Anchor, you can go on Anchor and send me a voice memo. And if you listen on Spotify, because Anchor bought out Spotify and it's best, there's going to be some questions there, however, today's episode was like as well, or some questions you can say. Okay, questions you will be able to see through there. So, folks, it's not where we're at, it's where we come from. Always create like a God. You are the master of fate. You are the captain of your soul. We're here to take full possession of your own mind. You are made in the image of God. Create like a God.